Hey everybody, how's it going? Today we're going to be going over the line of bolt trailer hitch receiver locks. So our bolt trailer hitch receiver lock is actually offered for multiple hitch sizes. We have options for both the standard 2-inch receiver and the smaller 1 1/4 inch receiver. Now the 1 1/4 inch receiver is going to use a 1/2 inch diameter hitch pin, and then the 2-inch receiver is going to use a 5/8 inch diameter hitch pin, but that's pretty much the only difference between those two. So you may be asking yourself why you want a locking hitch pin. So nowadays, with our trucks being taller and taller and having multiple trailers, these adjustable ball mounts really has taken over the market. They allow us to tow many different trailers. They're really a great add-on to your truck. Now, one of the things though is that these are very expensive. A lot of these are a couple $100s, even on the low end scale. So having something on the back of your vehicle here that could easily be taken off with just a standard hitch pin really doesn't lead for the best peace of mind. If I paid a couple $100s for a ball mount in there, I wouldn't want somebody to just come up and take it off the back of my truck. And unfortunately, this does happen quite often because again, these things are very valuable and you could easily sell them. So we need something here that can actually secure this to the vehicle so somebody just can't come up and run away with our ball mount that we paid for with our hard-earned money. So this is where our hitch lock is going to come into place. So there's plenty of different locking hitch pin options on the market. This certainly isn't the only one, but this one is very unique. And how it's unique is that it's actually going to use the key for your vehicle's ignition. So if you're like me, I'll get out my keys here for you guys, but I hate bulk and clutter in my pocket. I hate having tons of keys. I have a very minimalistic keychain here. I have a key for my safe, my house keys, and my truck keys, and that's pretty much it. So not having to carry extra keys for your hitch pin lock, whether you're going to have to keep track of those, keep them on a separate keychain, or just having extra bulk in your pocket, it's really a game changer for me. This is actually my personal truck, and this is what I chose personally out of all the different hitch lock options we have here at eTrailer. So one of the biggest common problems and complaints we get of customers using the hitch lock that require separate keys is that they lose those keys. Because let's face it, those aren't necessarily something that we keep track of every day, whereas our ignition key, the keys for our truck, we certainly do. So the level of importance of those keys there isn't that high, and therefore they unfortunately do get lost. Now I know what you guys are saying to yourself, oh, I'm not going to be that person, I'm not going to lose them, but unfortunately it does happen. A lot of people just throw them in the glove box of their truck, they could get lost, misplaced there, or maybe you just can't find them. Or a lot of people keep them in their house. So whatever the case is there, having a key that you know you're going to have on you at all times when you're in your vehicle there is really a game changer there for that hitch pin lock, and it's the reason I personally chose this. So if you're like most people, you have a nice ball mount, say the B&W Tow and Stow for example. This ball mount actually has a unique feature in that it's actually designed to be stowed on the vehicle even when you're not towing, because you can actually flip these hitch balls around. Therefore, you're probably going to have your hitch lock secured at all times. You're not necessarily removing this when you're not towing. So the issues that can lead to with other locking hitch pin is that water gets up in there, corrosion gets up in there, and it actually seizes the lock core to where you'd actually have to cut the lock off. I certainly hear of this quite often. So with this one here, I don't really think you're going to have those issues because number one, when I first got this out of the box and I was just messing with it, the lock core has an extremely tight fit here on the hitch pin. They have a little rubber seal inside there, and it took a considerable amount of force to even put that on there. So I definitely don't think that there's going to be any water that gets in there or corrosion because again, it just has a nice, tight, and solid fit. So something else you'll notice just looking at the hitch pin, as you can see, we have quite a bit of excess usable length. So the reason they do that is because you can actually use this trailer hitch on trucks that have a 2-inch receiver, a 2.5 inch receiver, or a 3-inch receiver, because it seems today they just keep getting bigger and bigger. So having that extra usable length there is going to ensure that your hitch lock is compatible with your hitch. So we do have a nice dust cap on the end of our lock core there. It's also got a little lanyard on there so you're not going to lose it. And this is just another form of protection, making sure we don't have any water or dirt and corrosion get in there and seizing up our lock core. And I also looked in there earlier, there's actually some grease in the lock core there, which is again really, really helpful here when you add that inside there, just to keep the mechanism nice and loose there so water doesn't get in there and cause any seizing up. Because that, believe it or not, is actually kind of a big issue for some of these hitch locks, especially when you leave them on the vehicle for an extended period of time. So overall, we have protection at the key end. We also have protection at the pin end there due to that really nice tight fit there with that rubber seal and gasket on there. And the pin is actually made out of stainless steel, so that's not going to rust either. So Bolt does actually provide a weight capacity for their 5/8 inch diameter hitch pins. I really don't think you guys are going to have any issues with this. Just to simply relay the information to you, the gross trailer weight rating there for the hitch pin is going to be 16,000 pounds, and the tongue weight rating is going to be 1,600 pounds. So something you will notice that when you're using the lock core here, it actually has sort of a spring-loaded tumbler, or whatever you want to call that, meaning when I turn the key and I let go, it goes back to its normal position. Therefore, it's going to automatically lock. You don't need to make sure, you don't have to worry about whether it's in the locked or the unlocked position, because as soon as you take your key out, it's going to spring back there to the locked position. So in summary, I really like this hitch pin locking option. It's going to give you peace of mind that your ball mount isn't going to be stolen from the back of your vehicle. It's also going to give you peace of mind that your lock core isn't going to seize up due to water getting in there because of the nice weatherproofing done with this. And then greatest of all, you don't have to worry about losing your keys and having your accessories stuck on the vehicle there because it uses your ignition key. So there we go. That's going to do it today for our look and installation of the Bolt trailer hitch receiver locks.